Hi, my name is Chelsea Griffo, and I'll be playing the part of VID00261, the plaintiff's attorney.
My name is Ryan Bartlett. I'll be playing Gary Segura, PhD, and the plaintiff's expert on the political power of gays and lesbians.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Bishop, and I will be playing the part of judge/announcer.
Action.
Hear ye, hear ye. The following is a reenactment from Perry v. Schwarzenegger, the Prop 8 trial in U.S. District Court. Dr. Gary Segura, Professor of American Politics at Stanford University, expert witness for the plaintiffs on political power of gays and lesbians, is under direct examination by the plaintiff's lawyer, Theodore Boutros. The plaintiffs in this case are two same-sex couples who simply want to marry. Just as any other loving couple in America has a right to do. Court is now in session.
Let me ask you two more questions. In light of the legislative measures that provide some protection to gay men and lesbians in California, and some of the prominent politicians that Mr. Thompson pointed you to, who have been allies in one way or another of gay men and lesbians, do you believe that gay men and lesbians still lack political power, as you have defined it?
I do. The series of questions Mr. Thompson asked me about the statutory enactments in California and the number of politicians in California who have been supportive of the gay community, I think they serve as the basis of his skepticism regarding the conclusions that I draw, and I would want to respond to those in a couple of ways. The first is which that, you know, I have repeatedly in my testimony suggested that we need to look across levels of government. We need to look across jurisdictions in order to evaluate the political power of the group. Protections afforded that end at the county line in a modern society are hardly protections at all. And the same would be true at the state line. That we need to look not just at the federal level, or not just at the locality, we need to look at all levels of government. But more importantly, we look at the series of statutory enactments, some of them pursuant to court decisions, some of them overturned by ballot initiatives in several states. And when the skepticism is expressed, I do a mind experiment that I do with my students frequently, which is I explore the counterfactual. So imagine for a moment that I was going to write an opinion that says gays and lesbians are powerful in the political system. So I go and I survey the world and I survey the literature and I say, well, the FBI suggests that gays and lesbians are experiencing increasing levels of violence and represent 70% or more of the hate-inspired murders. Could I see that and still conclude that the group is powerful? Well, conceivably, because there are other factors. Could I look at the circumstances around the country and say, well, in 29 states, gays and lesbians could still be dismissed without cause for their identity from their source of employment, that they enjoy no protections? Could I observe that and still conclude that the group is powerful? Well, possibly. Could I observe that even small statutory protections designed to redress previous disadvantages have been challenged at the ballot box over 150 times, and gays and lesbians lose those more than 70% of the time, and still conclude that the group is powerful? Presumably. Could I look at the enactment of statutory, constitutional exclusion and the establishment as excluded from civil institution as a citizen that is separate, that is treated separately from all other citizens, and conclude that the group is powerful? I could conceivably observe one or maybe two of those things and still decide that there's other evidence to suggest that the group is powerful. To observe all of those things and to conclude that gays and lesbians have the political power to protect their basic rights in the political system would be the political science equivalent of malpractice. I couldn't possibly draw that conclusion.
No further questions, Your Honor.